Hey, World Entertainment, and as you remember, I did a video the other day where the articles were putting out the story that the character of NUS BRAKA, the new villain in Starfleet Academy played by Paul Giamatti, they're saying, my god, he can do the one thing that all other modern trekkers fail to do: make a memorable, everlasting villain on the lines of Q and the Borg and the Klingons and blah blah blah. And of course they were saying, what happens to him in this season? Will he make it out of this season alive? And does he appear in season 2? Well, Paul Giamatti is now talking about his return of NUS BRAKA, or possibly lack thereof, because he is confirmed he is not in season 2 of Starfleet Academy. So the character they were all hyping up as this is going to be the best villain we've ever seen since original Trek happened is now going, oh wait a minute, you're telling us so far he's been in 2 episodes and he's not going to be in season 2? He does confirm his fate in season 1, so I suppose spoilers, not that any of us give a shit, but we're going to have a look at this because it's hilarious that all these idiots were hyping him up, going like, oh my god, he's got to be so brilliant as a returning villain, and he's come out now and go, yeah, I'm not in season 2. So it's saying, although Star Trek Starfleet Academy has not connected with every viewer in its first season, as in any viewer, most fans agree that Paul Giamatti's NUS BRAKA is one of the series' strongest elements. No, good actor, but he's just given shit to work with. So it's like Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter is a good actress. My god, is she completely miscast in this thing though. So the half Klingon, half Tellarite, I was actually doing a video there earlier, and Tellarite was what he was, yeah. Antagonist has appeared in only a handful of episodes. 2. He's appeared in 2 so far. Yet every scene featuring him carries a sharp intensity and simmering aggression. Does it? Like, he's there talking about origami chickens and shit like that. It's like, well, number one, it's a retarded statement. Especially when it's meant to be the origami chicken is like time folding in on itself. In other words, payback's a bitch. That was the line. It was like, what? But yeah, look, he chews up the scenery. But my god, like, you're having an actor trying to do the best he can with some of the worst dialogue we've ever seen. So it's saying here, we're still not entirely sure what drives Baraka. Episode 6 pulled back the curtain further. It exposed the depth of his hatred for Starfleet and the Academy's leadership, especially Chancellor Nala Ake, portrayed by Holly Hunter. No, it's shown us his hatred for her, not actually Starfleet and the Academy in particular. Like, why would this guy hate the Academy? It makes no sense. So it's saying, with just 3 episodes remaining this season, Baraka is expected to factor heavily into the story. His future beyond season 1, however, remains uncertain, but warned that the following articles does contain a spoiler for Braka's fate in season 1. That means it's not uncertain, you absolute window-licking idiot. How can you say his future beyond season 1 remains uncertain when he literally tells us what happens with this character? But let's dive into it. So, during an appearance on the Decon Chamber podcast with hosts Dominic Keating, Connor Tierner, who were Malcolm Reed and Trip Tucker in Enterprise, Giamatti confirmed that Baraka survives the first season, leaving open the possibility of a return. What he said was, he's still alive, so, you know, something could be done with him. Despite knowing that Baraka will not be killed off, which, by the way, I think is the first villain in Kurtzman Trek that will survive, because every other one of them gets absolutely massacred all the time. So I think this is the first time that one of them's actually going to survive. Fans should not expect to see the villain in the upcoming second season. Giamatti shared that he does not appear in season 2, which is currently finishing production. It's already finished. Still, he expressed enthusiasm about coming back if the series earns a third season. It won't get a third season. But again, I just want to go back up to how this part starts, this article. With just 3 episodes remaining this season, Baraka is expected to factor heavily into the story. His future beyond season 1, however, remains uncertain. He's still alive, so, something could be done with him, but I don't appear in season 2. So, what are you talking about? It's uncertain what happens with him. It's clearly certain. But he continues saying, I just enjoyed doing it with everybody. I liked being on set. It was pleasant. We all probably know that's not always the case. So he's talking about being on a set where everybody's getting on and stuff like that. Well, maybe they're not getting on, but where they're having fun, apparently. So, a lifelong fan of the franchise, the 2-time Oscar nominee previously described his experience on the series as one of the highlights of his career. In an earlier interview with People, he admitted he never expected the opportunity to come his way, where he said, I didn't actually think I'd ever get a call. I made no secret about the fact that I loved the show. Which show? The way he says that sounds like he's talking about Academy. He's obviously talking about the original Star Trek. So, he continues saying, but I never thought it would actually happen. It's a top experience for me. I don't know that much else can top this. I still kind of can't believe that I got to do it. That's a weird statement from a guy who's been in so many fantastic things and portrayed so many fantastic characters and stuff, to say he doesn't know if so far, and all we've seen him in is 2 episodes, is the highlight of his career, and it's not even real Star Trek. That's quite the statement there. So, even with only 2 appearances this season, Braka has made a strong impression. Episode 6, Come Let's Away, still the stupidest name, firmly established him as a calculating enemy of the Federation. In the episode, he orchestrated a carefully layered plan using the Furies, or Furries, whatever they were called, as a distraction while stealing classified weapons from a United Federation of Planets space station. The funny thing about that is, we don't actually know what he took from the station. So, this idea that, we don't know what his fate is. Oh yeah, I survived. Well, is he going to be in season 2? No, I'm not in season 2. It's like the most retarded thing you've ever seen. It's like, we have no idea what happens to him in this interview where he's going to explain exactly what happens to him. It's like, how can you be this stupid? Good God. But the fact that they're building this guy up to be such an imposing force and stuff, he's been in 2 episodes. Let's put it this way. We were told Tatiana Maslany was going to be a recurring character on the show. She's featured once. She was in the first opening 10 minutes of the first episode. Hasn't been seen since. Paul Giamatti, we were told, was going to be this imposing force, a threat like the Federation has never seen before, which, by the way, is what they say every single year with a new series. Every single year. Look at what they've said about the next villain. He's been in 2 episodes. The girl, don't even know the actress name, who plays Tilly from Discovery, she's meant to be in this. She was the first name announced to be in Starfleet Academy. She hasn't even been in it yet. And from what we understand, she's going to appear in 1 episode. So, it's like, all of this kind of, these characters are so groundbreaking, these actors we got are so wow, and blah blah blah. And it's like, wow, you really didn't use them at all. It's almost like you couldn't afford to have them there more than once. It's so strange. I would assume everything we've seen from Paul Giamatti, I'm assuming he only filmed for basically 2 weeks. I think that's all he did, because he's barely in the first episode. He's in the first 10 minutes, and he's in the last 10 minutes 10 minutes of the episode. Then he's back roughly about the halfway mark in episode 6. So he's barely been there. So I would be shocked if he filmed for more than a month on this show. I really would. But anyway, there you go, guys. NUS BRAKA survived season 1, never to be seen again. So let us know what you think about this, and do you care? Of course you don't care. Nobody cares. But would you have preferred him to return for season 2? Good one. Let me know anyway what you feel about all this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.